The CIAA basketball playoffs are finally over. How did the Lady Bulldogs do? Did they overcome their bench not being able to score? Did they overcome their second quarter problem? How about the men's? How did the men's Bulldogs do? Did they continue their hot streak that they ended their regular season with? Nia Harris robbed from Player of the Year, and I mean robbed, in my personal opinion. Bowie State Sports Talks 2023 softball Players of the Year. One of them was named Defensive Player of the Week, and the other one, she hit her first home run of her career. And not only that, the very next game, she made the game-winning run. And Fiasville bowling team strikes once and again. And last but definitely not least, 2K, I'm sick of y'all. Coming up in 40 seconds. Stay tuned. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to another episode of Bowie State Sports Talks. I am your host, Jalen Sims, here on the WBSU Bulldogs Radio. Before I normally say this for the after talk, but Ronnie 2K, I might be like Ben Simmons and be out for the season because my back is tired and hurting from carrying these randoms. I'm sick of it. I was up till 5 a.m. last night playing rec, and my teammates just got worse and worse and worse. You know it's bad. People from the other team are messaging you, like sending you a message after the game saying, "Dang, they sold you." That's when they send you friend requests and whatnot. "Dang, they sold you." Da da da. Your own teammate saying, "That's on me, my fault." What more do I got to do to get a good team? I was up at 5 a.m. playing 2K. I'm trying to chill, relax, but no, I got to lock in and drop 30 to 20 points every game to still lose. I don't get it, man. I don't. I'm sick of this, Ronnie. Call me Ben Simmons. I'm about to be out for the rest of the season because my back hurt.
What more do you want from me?
That boy, Ben Simmons, he sucks. He should just retire. All jokes aside, Ben Simmons, it's the time to call it a career. You had a good run in Philly. It's time to call it a career. Let's get back on track. I just want to say that right quick. I'm tired of Ronnie 2K. But back to the Bulldogs talk. The Lady Bulldogs, they finished the regular season with a 13-13 record and a 13-14 overall record, falling one game under 500. They finished the regular season on a 2-game losing streak and lost 8 of their last 10 games, which dropped their seeding massively. They finished the season in last place in the Northern Division. So in the playoffs, they faced the last seed in the Southern Division, Winston-Salem State, whom the Bulldogs beat by 20 points in the regular season, by the way. Whoever wins this game moves on to the first round and face Johnson C. Smith. So, I thought, maybe they decided losing this game on purpose because they wanted to play Winston-Salem State. Could they beat them by 20 in the regular season? They could probably beat them by 10 in the playoffs. Well, we'll talk about that game in a little bit. First of all, let's congratulate Nia Harris for making an all-CIAA team this year. And like I said, I think she was robbed from the Player of the Year, but I digress. She finished the regular season averaging 19.5 points per game, the most points in CIAA, coming very close to being the first Lady Bulldog to average 20 points a game in the season since stats were recorded. She scored 20 points in 16 or more. It's 16 out of their 16 games out of the 26 that she played. That's how many times she scored 20 points or more, including her career high 31 points in her loss against Florida. She won Player of the Week 4 times this season, and most importantly, she scored her 1,000th career point this season. She also made a big jump this season, as she averaged more points, took more shots, and had a better field goal percentage. Same thing with free throws. She made more free throws. She also took more free throws, got a better free throw percentage. And one thing that stood out to me while watching her this season, I feel like she timed her blocks better. Like, if you was an OG fan of this show, you heard me say this a lot last season. She had some scary falls because she missed time to jump. She missed time to block. Like, she got up there high, hit the backboard, boom, she fell. Scary. That did not happen much this season. She timed her jumps way better. She landed like perfectly fine for blocks. I didn't really see no scary fall this season. I can remember. She timed her blocks better. She had 12 blocks this season compared to 3 last season, so that's another big improvement. And if there was a most improved player of the year for the CIAA, I think she would definitely win that. Kind of like John Morant did in his second season. Y'all remember that. If I decided to do my own, Bowie State Sports Talk award show, like I did for the softball team last season, she would, without a doubt, win MVP and most improved player of the year. But I'm thinking about doing that during spring break. I might, be watch some games and whatnot, and put an award show together for the men's and women's team. I'm thinking about that, so stay tuned for that. That will be dropping after spring break. Cause I'll come here and record an episode next Thursday, hopefully. Then the Thursday after that, we're gonna be on spring break. Then back in action after that Thursday. But let's get to the playoffs game against Winston-Salem State. And I wasn't able to watch these games because it was on ESPN Plus, which costs money, which is something I do not have. So I'll describe these games based off of what I saw on social media and the stat sheet. But the Lady Bulldogs, they lost 61-64. For the 50th time this season, they lost the game due to the second quarter. They got outscored 19-8. They shot 2 for 14 from the field in the second quarter and 0 for 3 from deep. Based on some clips that I've seen on social media, Winston-Salem was playing full court defense, and the Bulldogs really had no response to that. They were turning the ball over a lot. That's basically what I saw on social media. Full court pressure in the second quarter, forced turnovers, and tough shots. It was a terrible second quarter. The Lady Bulldogs, they did have a great bounce back third quarter though, as they outscored Winston-Salem 24-14. Jayla Irvin, she came alive in the third quarter as she was in foul trouble early in the game, so she didn't play much in the first half. But she came alive in the third quarter. Then they went into the fourth quarter tied up. Jayla Irvin, her hot streak continued. She scored the first 8 points of the quarter for the Bulldogs to take a 3-point lead. Then Anaya Harris, she hit 2 free throws a bit after that to make it a 5-point lead with 5 minutes left to go. Flash forward to the final few seconds of the game. Amaya Tucker, man. She hit a contested floater, got fouled, and hit a free throw with 4 seconds left to go to take a 3-point lead. That was like basically the game winner shot right there. It was a tough shot. I can't even hate. That was a good floater. I can't even hate. Bulldogs called the timeout. Jayla Irvin was I think she was in the corner for a game winning 3 or game tying 3, and she missed. I give credit where credit is due. Shout out to Amaya Tucker for the other team. The first time she played us this season, she only scored 2 points. She's not a crazy scorer, as she only averaged 11 points per game this season. But in this game against us, she turned into LeBron James against the Boston Celtics, Game 7. Dropped 25 points, shot 8 for 11, and 2 for 3 from deep, 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Look at that playoff Jimmy Butler, man. I gotta give credit where credit is due. She was the only player on that team that dropped double-digit points for Winston-Salem. For Bowie State, Jayla Irvin, she had 24 points. Like I said, she was in foul trouble early. She didn't play much in the first half. She came alive in the second half, though. Anaya Harris, who I believe underperformed, she only scored 16 points. Now, a few episodes ago, I said Bowie need to fix this. Bowie need to fix this bench problem. The lack of scoring off the bench is concerning to me. That's what I said. And the lack of bench in general, and it showed this game. 7 players off the bench for Winston. 7 players came off the bench for Winston-Salem State. 4 players came off the bench for the Bowie State Bulldogs. 6 of those 7 players scored for Winston. 2 players scored for Bowie State off the bench. Bowie State bench scored 6 points. Winston-Salem State bench scored 21 points. And I decided to look at the roster online and see what's been going on. And I've seen names in that roster that I haven't seen play like a lick of a game, a single second in a game, ever, or since early in the season. Some of these players only played 1 game back in November, and they never touched the court again. I'm not gonna be childish and name drop names, but it would be nice to see the Bulldogs get a good bench, some good bench players this offseason. Right? 'Cause like I said, the bench is a big thing. You need the bench to win. Name me a championship team that had a terrible bench. I'll wait. Exactly, you can't. So like I said, speaking of this offseason, Jayla Irvin is a senior. I don't see her listed as a red shirt senior, so this may be her last time, suiting up for the Bulldogs. This is the second best player that we're talking about. Sometimes it can be the best player in the game, as you all saw or heard in this playoff game against Winston-Salem. She was the best player. So this team is losing their second or first best player, however you see it. They're about to lose a player that scores 11 points per game. So not only are you going to need scoring off the bench, you're also losing a scorer that's a starter. So this team got a lot of work to do this offseason. It's going to be hard to find someone to replace her in the starting lineup. Robin Howard, another senior, hit the most threes this season for the Bulldogs. Also has the highest three-point percentage. She's sitting at 40%, while the next Bulldog is sitting at 27%. Even all of she took the most threes. She's a 5'7" guard that has done the board a lot this season. She had games with 12 rebounds, had games with 8 rebounds, and multiple 6-rebound games. And she's a point guard. She sets up the offense majority of the time. If it's not in Jayla Irvin's hand or it's not in Anaya Harris' hand, it's in Robin Howard's hand majority of the time. She averaged the most assists on this team. So that's two key pieces that the Bulldogs is losing this season. If you ask me, the coaching staff, they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do this offseason. So do the players. And that doesn't include anyone who's going to hit the market this offseason. Just because that you're a sophomore here, don't mean you got to play your junior season, here. They can, go to another school. Boom. That happened with the men's team. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I do want to say, although they're not listed as a red shirt, it is possible for them to play another season because of the COVID year. So they got another year eligibility. But I'm not sure if they already did that year or not. So like I said, it's possible that they might be gone this season. It's possible that they might not be gone this season. Only time will tell. But the men's team, they finished the season 11-16 regular season, and finished the season overall 12-17. And I do want to show love to Anthony Carpenter as he hit the game-winning three to win their final regular season game, 75-73 over the number 1 seed in the Northern Division. His man, this happened. So his man reached on the ball handler. The ball handler passed it to him, and bang, he hit the shot. And that was a tough shot. The defender, he recovered pretty quickly, and still got a hand up in Anthony Carpenter's face. It was a good contest, I must say, but I also must say, apparently it didn't matter because that shot was still all net by Anthony Carpenter. And the best shot about that play was the band and the crowd. They was devastated. They sat down. They was like this. They was hurt, and I loved every single bit of it. That was the best thing about that play. The band was devastated. But I've been wanting to hear him. I've been wanting to see him hit big threes, or just a lot of threes this season. Because for those of you that's watching this on YouTube, you should see a video. You should see a video playing of me recording him practicing his threes before the season started. But he was a terrible shooter from deep this season. But for the sake of me wanting to say what I wanted to say to y'all all along, let's say that he wasn't terrible from deep this season. So bear with me. I really do want to show this video. I don't want it to go to waste. Man, I knew this guy was gonna have a breakout year from deep. I saw him putting in work in the off season. I would go to the gym, see him shooting on the court, leave the gym 2 hours later. He's still on the court shooting threes. This kid is special. Shout out, okay, that's what I wanted to say. He didn't have no breakout year from the 3-point line, but I wanted to say that to put the video over top. So let me cook. But anywho, shout out to Warren, who finished the game with 27 points, his season high. He shot 7 for 10 from the field, 4 for 5 from deep, and 9 of 10 from the line. He also added on 6 assists to that stat line. Anthony Carpenter, like I said, he hit the game winner. Recorded a 19-point and 10 assist double-double, 3 rebounds short of a triple-double as well. He shot 7 from 11 from field and 4 from 7 from deep. Big shout out to Kevon Corley, as he was named CIAA Rookie of the Year. He had 7 games and double-digit scoring, including a season-high 21 points against Glen Collin. He also won Rookie of the Week 5 times this season. Now for the playoffs, the Bulldogs, they earned the number 5 seed in the Northern Division, meaning they face the number 5 seed in the Southern Division, Livingstone. Winner moves on to face the number 1 seed of the South, the Broncos. The Bulldogs, they did win that game against Livingstone, 69-66. I'll say the biggest reason the Bulldogs won this game was because of the threes. They held Livingstone to just 2 for 15 from deep, while the Bulldogs hit 6 threes. They outscored Livingstone 18-6 from deep. Everything else was even. Both teams hit 22 field goals. Livingstone made one more free throw than Bowie State. Everything else was pretty even. Just the threes outscored Livingstone, really. The MVP of this game, to me, it was Warren. Not to me, he was literally named MVP. It was Warren. He had 17 points and shot 2 for 3 from deep. Joel Webb, he also had 13 points and 12 rebounds. Then, the Bulldogs took on the best team in the conference, the Broncos, Fiasco State. I don't know what they got against us, but they got something against us. Like I think that's our biggest rivalry. We played them in the finals for bowling for 7 seasons straight. We played them in the football championship for 3 seasons straight. I think Fiasco State is Bowie State's biggest rivalry. I gotta say. My biggest question for this game was, where was Kyrie Freeman Davis? For those of you that don't know, Kyrie Freeman Davis is what I consider the spark plug off of the bench. He had 8 double-digit-point games off of the bench this season, including 2 20-point games. The last game he played was against Virginia Union on February 14th. He only played 3 minutes that game. So I went back to watch that game, or watch the 3 minutes that he played, wondering, did he just get like a gruesome injury? Or did he have an argument with the coach? What's going on? Why did he only play 3 minutes in that game and not play for the rest of the season? But no, he played 3 minutes and coach just pulled him. I didn't see no argument. I didn't see no injury. Nothing. He didn't touch the floor for the remainder of the season after those 3 minutes in the first half. And I just wonder why. Well, I found out from his teammate, he had a collapsed lung. I asked one of his teammates, who was also in my communication class. I asked him, and he said that Kyrie got a collapsed lung. He was testing it out in a game against Virginia Union. That's why he only played 3 minutes. I guess he didn't feel right, so he sat out for the rest of the season. But for this game against the Broncos, shots were falling for the Broncos. Shots weren't falling for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs shot 3 for 13 from deep. Broncos shot 8 for 14 from deep. Both teams took 47 shots. The Bulldogs only hit 19 of those, while the Broncos hit 27 of those 48 shots. And it's funny, I always call out the Lady Bulldogs bench for not scoring. But this game, the Bulldogs bench scored 24 points, while the Broncos bench only scored 9 points. But I must include 2 starters for the Broncos combined for 45 points, while the starter 5 for the Bulldogs only combined for 29 points. I gotta repeat that. 2 Broncos combined for 45 points. The Bulldogs as a team scored 53 points. They almost got outscored as a team by 2 individuals. That's crazy. But the men's team, they're just like the ladies team, they also will be losing some key pieces unless these players got another year of eligibility, and I just don't know. Anthony Carpenter, he's a senior. He was a big playmaker for this team. The offense ran through him a lot. He had two double doubles this season with 10 points and 10 assists. 10 points and 10 assists. And sometimes he was also a scorer, as you all saw in that game against Virginia Union. He had 17 points, made the game-winning 3. So he can also score. Joel Webb, a big man who plays in the paint on offense and defense, defend the paint pretty well. Like a few games ago, when Caleb hit that game-winning shot, Joel was the one who contested a layup on the other side of the court in order for Bulldogs to win that game. So he's going to be a key piece that's gone this offseason, maybe. And one thing I loved about him is how good he was on offensive rebounds. He grabbed 77 offensive rebounds, the second most in the CIAA. Now, those rebounds didn't often lead up to second chance points, but I love the hustle. Like I said about the women's team, I don't know if they're coming back on that because it's possible they got another year of eligibility that I just don't know about. Like Devin Richmond, he graduated already, but he still played this season for the Bulldogs, so he should be gone next season. But who knows? I've seen some players play 7 seasons in college. I don't know who's eligible. I don't know who's not. Only time will tell. But it's also possible they could lose non-senior players, like they also lost their best player a few seasons ago. In the 2021-2022 season, David McCullough was only a redshirt sophomore, but after that season, he dipped. He was their best player that season, and he left for the 2022-2023 season, went to a whole other school. So not only will they lose seniors, they can also lose, lower classmen. We'll see what happens. The softball team is 5-10 so far this season. They are off to a slow start, championship hungover. I get it, but Jayla Hill, she not hungover. She not hungover on defense, as she won CIAA Defensive Player of the Week. She had 7 putouts, 7 assists, and no errors. And 2 weeks ago, in the games 2 weeks ago, that's how she was named Defensive Player of the Week. Most important thing that happened was the Bulldogs had their first home run of the season, and it couldn't be from a player better. Jakaya Watkins hit her first home run of the season and her first home run ever. For those of you that don't remember, Jakaya Watkins is someone that I DM'd a lot to get inside information from for the softball team. Me, her, in the communication class together, we chatted up sometimes. She was so excited when she told me she hit her first home run. She was so excited. She was smiling, man. I love to see it. And it did come in a losing effort against Georgia in court, but who cares, man? A home run is a home run, especially it's just the first home run of her career. Then she turned around and scored the game-winning run in the bottom of the 7th inning in the very next game. And I was thinking about bringing out the wee-woo breaking news segment for this one, but I said, I'm a chill. If she do it again this season, I would definitely bring it out. But for now, I'm a chill. So shout out to Jayla Irvin, hit the home run, then scored the game-winning run the very next game. And although this team is struggling to start the season, they swept the CIAA Weekly Awards this week. Corin Dunham won Offensive Player of the Week as she went 7 for 11 at the plate last weekend. Additionally, she posted 2 RBIs against Georgia in court, highlighted by a double. Now, Leah Smith won Defensive Player of the Week as she had 23 putouts, 26 catches, and just one error last week. Lindsey George, OGs, y'all familiar with that name, she won Pitcher of the Week as she allowed just 2 hits, one strikeout, and 7 innings pitched last week. That's when Presley Braxton, she won Rookie of the Week. Now to bowling. They are 33-3 so far this season. They participated in the CIAA Roundup this weekend, and once and again, like I said at the top of the show, the Broncos strike again. Day 1 of the Roundup, they kind of cruised through it until they got to the third match. First match, they faced, I forgot who they faced, but they won 812 to 651. Jessica Watts, she had the highest scoring game as she scored 192. Then they faced Livingstone. They won 808 to 604. Tavera Johnson had the best game of 196. Then they faced their arch enemy. Like I said, the arch enemy of every single Bowie State sports team. Fayetteville State, also known as the Broncos. The Bulldogs lost 722 to 712. And it was a tough loss, man. In the 10th frame, the last bowler for the Bulldogs, she got a 9. Then she got a spare. That tapped. The Broncos was up by 10 at that point. Then for her last shot in the 10th frame, she got a strike. It's a tie ball game. The Broncos player, the last player for the Broncos, she had 1 shot left to go. I was hoping and praying she didn't hit a single pin. But she knocked down all 10. She got a strike. You lost by 10 points. And what makes this more, well, 10 pans, what makes this loss more sad to me is the fact that one Bulldog had 104 points, the other Bulldog had 111. The two lowest scores for the Broncos was 123 and 127. If those Bulldogs just stepped up a bit, just a bit, like give me like 110 and 120, the Bulldogs would have won. Now when they bowl, they never put their name. They never had their name like on the screen when they bowl. They got A, B, C, D, E, A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, E. So it's kind of hard for me to tell who's who when they bowling. But I think one of the players who got one player that got 111 was Cameron Smith, who won Rookie of the Year 2 times this season. And I'm not too sure who got 104. But if y'all just gave me 110 instead of 104 and like 120 instead of 111, the Bulldogs would have won this game. But nope. You got 104 and 111. Regardless, the final game of that day was against Johnson C. Smith. The Bulldogs won 834 to 647. The highest score of that game was Charlie Gray, as he scored 202. And that's when they cruised on. They played on Saturday. They won those games. They played on Sunday. They won those games, but lost to I think they lost to the Broncos once and again on Sunday. Yeah, like I said, the Broncos are our arch enemy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Speaking of arch enemy, Ronnie TK, you're my arch enemy. You gave me such terrible teammates. I'm sick of it. I just want a good team for once. Like when I'm playing with my friends, man, I just be chilling, just laid back, just chilling, making some dumb plays. But I can't do that with randoms. I gotta be locked in 24/7, man, and that is no fun at all. Anything else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, well today I was gonna go out to Virginia, go to my favorite spot, my favorite restaurant out in Virginia. But I say I'm gonna hold it off to because spring break starts the week after next, so I'll be doing that the week after next, almost spring break. But yeah, I'm about to go to the gym tonight, then go swimming afterwards. Yeah, I'm doing both. I'm a psychopath for like working out. I don't have enough energy to like swim laps back to back to back. But I do be out there swimming a good amount of laps. No, about swimming. I went yesterday. I think I'm paying $450 for the athletic fee at Bowie State on my tuition. That athletic fee includes swimming. Why is the pool not catered to us Bowie State students? Like majority part of the pool is catered to non-Bowie State students who's like on a swim team for maybe a high school or middle school or elementary school. It's catered to them. The side that's for the open swim, I can't even swim all the way down and back. Because on one side of the pool, it's people who's learning how to swim on a shallow end. On the other side, it's people who learn how to swim on the deep end. So I had to be in the middle of the pool to swimming. I couldn't like touch the wall. I had to be in the middle of the pool swimming. Make it make sense. I'm paying $450 on my tuition to use the pool, and I can't even use it really. Like I get it. Not many Bowie State people. This is a black school. Not many people swim. So cool, okay. But dang, can I use the whole pool? I understand you want to have like the main pool for the swim team that's not affiliated with Bowie State, I guess. But can at least the open pool be catered to me? Have them work around me. I go to the school. Why do I got to work around them? I pay for this pool, but I got to work around them. That's crazy. Bowling team, if you're watching this, see him on the lanes at Crofton. Yeah, y'all don't want to see me, man. Shayla Gray, you scored 202. That's cool and all, but my high score only 200. But I'll beat you in the 1v1. All jokes aside, give me a good lane, a lane that's oiled, a good lane my ball gonna spin. I'll score 250. I can't even keep a straight face. My fault. I'm gonna score 250. But anywho, give me a good lane, a lane that just got oiled. Like y'all be getting y'all lanes oiled. Don't give me no dry lane. I hate those dry lanes. Give me a good oily lane. I'm putting up 210. No cap. I'm all talk. I'm not. I love you too, Pops. But that's it for today's episode of Bowie State Sports Talks. To wrap it all up, whiny 2K, I hate you. Give me good teammates for once, please. I beg of you. Please. Please. Like, what more do you want from me? Give me good teammates. The lady Bulldogs underperformed in the playoffs. The men Bulldogs, they surprised me by winning one game. The bowling team, the Broncos strike again, and the softball team off to a slow start. But it's all good because it's just the start of the season. They played one CIAA team, and that was Winston-Salem, who they beat at the start of the regular season. So that's good. That's it for today's episode. I'm your host, Jalen Sims. Have a good one. I'm out.